What's up? It's me, Gazbot, back for part 5 of dealing with this portfolio, sort of from my high school years, old art things. And it's still the same day now. It's dark out, so we're back to this weird overhead lighting. But let me just jump right into it, move the keyboard, right? And hopefully we can close this out with part 5. Pardon my slips. Alright, so let's see what we got going on now. There is a large sketchbook. This is 11 by 14, so it's not quite comic book size. It's also thinner paper, 50 pound. It's not Strathmore paper. For some reason, I have pieces cut out of it. I don't know why. I don't know for what purpose that was, but they are cut out of it. And on top, phone numbers and stuff like that. Inside, actually, let me tilt this bad boy down to the go-go's. Bad boy go-go's, come on down. That is not clear. Let me try it like this. Now it's sort of clear. More art from people that are not me. This is from my buddy Mike, and it kind of looks like his character Ace Face with a little bit of chamber thrown in on the mouth there. I don't know what that's supposed to be. And then, so this is actual written script. Maybe the first, one of the first. This was for the comic David, which came after The Staff, where I said it was actually a little bit more of a thing. Here, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pick a random, page 8. Oh, this is an action scene. Page 8. Weapon over David. Steps over. So I guess Weapon and David were fighting. So was Weapon introduced in David? I don't know. Whatever. Picks up a gun. Looks at David. Disgusted. Walks away. Air shot of David defeated. And then issue 2, 3, 4, I have like ideas for rough. So this was only 8 pages. Wait, now I'm trying to remember. Was this actually printed? I don't know. Oh, but in page 1, I have it referencing the Staff. So it's an 8-page thing of David that's referencing the Staff, which is the thing I just gave up, and the Weapon, which is the thing I was eager to move on to, which illustrates the problem I still have today of like honeymoon syndrome, of like next best thing syndrome, of not being able to stick with it. Let's see, what's this here? Holy cow. Okay, so that's what that stuff is. This, not art related, but this, I believe, is a story. Well, it's nonfiction, a story that happened to me in 3rd grade that I remember writing for some assignment somewhere. And are these just, it's like, oh, maybe not. Okay, well, basically it was about a time a girl puked on a desk in front of me or something. But I feel like this is like several in one, so now I'm not really sure. I'll read it from the middle of one of these pages. Listening to some aide blame it on a poppy seed I ate on a poppy roll and how they fill you up. I kind of remember that, like poppy seeds fill you up. Even then I realized that you couldn't eat the bread at all without swallowing lots of seeds, which by her theory would render you full for a week, but it seemed to make them content. So I said I did eat one so they would leave me alone. Then I wet my pants. Not that day, but I did. And I had to change into the reserve pair. Okay, this is like memories. Yeah, it's weird. It's like not a journal because it's memories of old stuff from a long time ago. I'll do another random. Maybe help me understand myself better than Shara. Whatever. This is stuff that I could read later. It's not going to be interesting. What? This is another random one-off Venger, which is the name of a character from Dungeons and Dragons cartoon from the 80s. Maybe never drew him before or since. What is it? There's something on his buckle. Vengeance is mine. And a tattoo that says hate me. Kind of an interesting whatever. Better than some of the other stuff I had. Just in terms of the quality of art, not in terms of concept, of course. Okay. Oh, so look at this. Here's Zone. Remember the character I had done like 3 pages of that I didn't remember? I guess for a minute, he was a character I cared about. He kind of has a very Spider-Man mask, and let me tilt this down so you can see. I'm just going to flip through these real quick. I don't think there's going to be anything that great. Don't even know what that stuff is. Stick, which is, just derivative of other. This is all boring. There's the Ray. I just was really good at wasting paper. Superboy. So again, firmly 90s. What is this? Crap page for issue 7. Oh, I like doing a lot of collage-y stuff for some reason. I was sort of a little bit doing graphic design. There's some characters I like from the 90s. Wildstar, Ray, Superboy. More Ray. This is not... I'm going to flip through these a little faster because none of this is worth looking at, really. Again, when I say that, it's like bad for the time. It's like just like scribbles. Oop, we're losing resolution here. Why does my camera keep losing the ability to focus? There we go. This is a drawing from my buddy Mike. Sparinko, interdimensional skater. Oh, I kind of remember, not this character, but he had a character that could travel through dimensions that had like a tattoo on the bottom of his face that I think was an Ace Face side character. Oh, look at him. He's zooping around. Why do I have his art in here? Maybe this is when we were working on Temporal Darkness together. Because, yeah, this is a lot of Mikey artwork. There's Ace Face without his arms and the Meagle and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, there's permutations of Arsenic, I guess. There's some big horse mule character thing called Bottom after Shakespeare or something. And then some garbage I drew of Offworlder and Arsenic and Omni. So, yeah, this is all... It's funny, I realized I made a character called Omni who was like a super evil... Well, not evil. He was like a Superman, Omni-Man, Invincible. I'm going to sue somebody. This is Annoyance. This was a character... When I was very young, like middle school, I had a team called the White Force, and it wasn't meant to be racist. They literally had no pigment to their skin. They were like artificial beings. And the connotations were kind of lost on me. But the main one was this guy, Annoyance. This is me redesigning him at like 16 after creating him at like 12. But he kind of had a shield like Captain America that he could bounce on, so it had like springs in it, which kind of didn't make sense. I think later I reinvented it to be like anti-gravity things or whatever. Here he is again, Annoyance. It is funny to see myself reinventing older characters to be better, but still like, ugh. This is Zone again, and now I have him with some of the characters from the staff. So maybe it's, yeah, again, it's like, oh, let's just put more characters in. A lot of Zone. It's so funny that I don't remember Zone at all. I mean, it's not funny because there's nothing to him, but clearly for like a day, a week, whatever, Zone was my guy. And here's Arsenic. Let's see. Arsenic. Madman, supervillain, public menace, murderer, father? And I don't remember what the story there was, but that is what Arsenic ended up looking like in the book that we actually published. The Ray, Team Angst, Superboy, the Ray, Robin, and I don't know who's in the back there. Oh, Wildstar. This is a lot of gross, stupid. Justice, the Balance. These are more characters that... Well, I guess that's Pulsar, who ended up in the staff somehow. Pulsar, Justice, Pseudo-Staff, Revealed... Zone, Brandon, Lee Kenner, Return of Zone, Omni and Future. I feel like this is like, oh, this is the next 10 issues of my huge universe, you know, when I can't get one issue done. Ominous, that, I don't know what they have. Kenner, again. I like using the name Kenner. I don't know if that was a nod to the toy company or not. When I was 7, I watched my brother kill Tommy Knox. Right, he was 13 and I was 7. Apparently Tommy had played, okay, so this is some other story that I don't remember at all. And just weird, bad character designs with like... crappy stories written next to them. I don't even know what most of this stuff is. I don't care. There's Zone again. Now he has no mouth. And there's Brandon Kenner. So I guess Zone and Kenner... Oh, wait, because Zone is the brother. I can't even remember my own stuff here. They're brothers. One of them wants to kill the other. Okay, whatever. This guy, Justice. I don't remember him at all. The new Offworlder. Of course, it's time to reinvent Offworlder. He's almost been in an issue of something. And, oh, that's interesting. This is some DC superheroes. Batman, Green Lantern, Green Arrow. But this is my buddy Rob. This is my buddy Neil, who I talked about. Worked on the comics. And this is my buddy Mike, the Mike that I worked with the most, that most of his art shown up. I always said he looked like Guy Gardner. And actually, it's funny because Rob is always saying he looks like Superman. And realistically, he would be Superman. So I don't know why I made him Batman. How could he be so unfeeling? So unpassionate? Could this be my doing? Ponders Zone. What is this? Omni Wave? Oh, this is the Omni Wave. Again, you could tell, like, I was thinking, like, and then the next big crossover and the crazy thing. I couldn't get through one issue or one story, but this is the Omni Wave. And this is like the Spider-Verse. This is the Omniverse. Back before that happened, these are all versions of Omni that came in. This one's all burned up. That one's a cyborg. This one has a mask. That one doesn't. This one's a spider, whatever. And, yeah, so that's the Omniverse. Oh, the Omniverse. The religious Omni, arsenic, poison, self-mute. Oh no, it's just okay. And more. This is this whole book is very disappointing. I gotta be honest. Omni. Let me move that up so you can see it. Justice now looking a lot more like Wildstar. because I was into Wildstar at the time, probably. I still think Wildstar was a good design and a fun book, at least the first run. I don't know what happened after that. This is all just Champions of the World. What is this garbage? Champion, Strobe, Flashpoint, The Wild Man. I don't even know what that is. It's amazing with how undeveloped all of these concepts are. Somehow I still manage to have some that are undeveloped and forgettable. More than the others, I should say. Let me tilt back up to me. So that, I don't think that's the end. There's a little bit more in here. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull everything else out so that we're committing to this. Ooh, there's like dog food in here or something. I don't know. There's some yuckies in there. I'm going to pull all this out. Oh, there was something on the back. What is it? It's a picture of the staff once again. Yep. All right. I think one of the main differences, because like I said, I still have the problem of creating a million things and not following through. The main difference now is I just don't create them, and I know they're not going to go anywhere, and it's just like, why have... I used to have motivation and delusion, and now I don't have that. These are pages from issue 5. You can see this side is Mike's story, and this side is mine, but this is like the actual, like, what we were using to print it, or was it... Oh, no, these are actually pages that we printed that we need to fold and put in together. Yeah, I'm not going to show you this now. Maybe one day I'll go through these actual books, but these random loose pages, yeah, they're all... Oh, here we go. There's an ad. Whoa, who is this? I'm not going to show this. This is, I think, from a friend of mine that was doing an ad for a comic that never came out, but there's some weird stuff in there that I don't think he'd appreciate me showing now, so I'm just going to leave it be. Yeah, I'm gonna leave all this. The one thing I will actually show this, just to illustrate, once again, when we were just out of high school, opposing pages. This is what I was doing. I had this werewolf monster fighting this guy, and it's, you know... It's passable, but it was rushed and lazy, and I didn't know how to ink, and I still couldn't like make panels, and it's just, what was I doing? And in the same book, at the same time, that. Which, you know, the anatomy is a little goofy, a little bit Sam Keithy, actually, but like nice detail, blacks, you know, it's like put together. You know, I could see some flaws now as an adult, but generally speaking, it's just like night and day. Like, why were these in the same book? It's crazy. Yeah, okay, and that's it. These are all just pages from that. So if people are interested in seeing the old comics at some point, I could do that. This is just a random life drawing. I think this was from my class. It says Barbara, who I think was a girl from my high school art class, if I remember right. Let's see what's on the other side. Man, I can't even see it. It's so thin. The pencil, it was like using a hard pencil, so I think I couldn't see it. Oh, there's like dust in here. Just figure drawing. Unclear. I don't think this was from life. If anything, it was from photos. It's all not very good. Whoa, interesting. Power Rangers. Power Rangers. It says Mighty Morphin, and this was probably when they were new. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, reasonable, authentic. What is authentic? Authentic. I did not spell authentic right. And again, this is a flyer, me trying to get artwork. I was always trying to get work when I shouldn't have been. Full color. You choose the scene and characters. So basically, I was painted wall murals for children's rooms. Never did that. I don't know if I'd know how. That's very odd. Also available, X-Men, Spider-Man, Wildcats, Fantastic Four, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, Batman and Robin, The Tick, Iron Man, or Ask About Another. And I don't know if I ever posted this anywhere. It has those little Terry tabs, and one's gone, but I don't know, but I imagine I would pull the first one off because that's like, it seems like, oh, this will be of interest. I might show this to my Action Activate show fans, people that might not watch this. This is what I was just talking about. This is not incredibly creative, but it's important to note that this was 93 or 94, like when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was new. And I didn't do much fan art, but for some reason, I decided to do this. The Silver Ranger. It's basically the Mighty Morphin outfit, way more muscular because Image 90's, with sort of a pointy helmet and a wolf logo. And he was the Silver Ranger. He had a wolf Zord. Wow, I really did kind of predict the future a little bit there. And even the Zord kind of looked a little bit like what the wolf Zord ended up looking like. And he was Keith McHugh, which is somebody I knew in grade school. I don't know, I guess It's morphin time. I can't believe I have this. I'm actually really happy I have this because I remember doing this, but I couldn't remember. Like in my mind, it was a Silver Wolf Mighty Morphin Ranger. This is probably the best thing out of this, and that's something I'll have to share with my wider audience. Oh, this is also interesting. Excuse me. If you remember, I previously talked about Dark Heart Comics. This, for sure, is from Dark Heart Comics. This was like a test. So I guess when I said I never submitted, that's not entirely true. I never submitted to a major publisher, but I did submit to Dark Heart Publishing when I was like 16 or 17 or something. And this was the page that I submitted. And I remember, and this is from their script, and I remember working on this partially in a park outside in Red Bank, New Jersey, and thinking like, well, this is what artists do, but also being like, this is incredibly inconvenient and uncomfortable to be working out here like this, but this is what artists do. Like you see them on TV. Like a lot of times in my life, I do the thing that I think like, well, I've seen people do this on TV. Will this make it better? Will this make it easier? And usually it's a mistake. But this is On Golden Wings, which is the script I saw before. Try out Dark Heart Comics. Yep. The pain, the piercing of my flesh, the trickle of my blood. It came again. Straw like blood, hair flowing like a mane. Oh, straw like blood. Wait, straw? Hair. Straw like blood hair flowing like a mane. I mean, they're describing this here. Straw like blood hair flowing like a mane. It's jade eyes filled with a lustful hate. Stabbing my soul. Desire she comes again. Talons outstretched, reaching from my heart, my very soul. Stealing my mortality. This is kind of what I remember. It feels more like a poem or like something like, I don't remember there being direction. I feel like all these images were just created by me. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there was, and I didn't get a job. This is very unusual for me, and it was unfinished, which is not unusual for me, but it's a canvas board, 14 by 18, and I guess I started painting it. This is my 3 cousins, who are all grown now, but this is, they're a little bit younger than me at the time, and not great likenesses. I probably did this from a picture, a photo. I don't know why there's red lines. It's an interesting artifact. And boy, we're really going. I don't want to do a part 6. All right, I'm just the last thing in there. Clearly, this is when I was going to Joe Kubert, which was a year after high school. So I say that because it says the art store, Joe Kubert Art Store right there. So let's just blow through this. Although there might be some interesting stuff here. Let me tilt down a bit. Burp, burp, burp. All right, so I think this was supposed to be storyboards for a commercial. This is certainly an assignment. I never had any idea what I was doing. They'd be like, do storyboards for a soda commercial. I'd be like, what is in a soda commercial? I don't even know what's a storyboard. Like it wasn't so much that I didn't understand the assignment. It was more like telling me to like write a play for a football play. What? Like write a what do you call it? A play for a rundown? As I'm trying, in football when there's like X's and O's on the screen and stuff, whatever you call that, like a play, like telling me to run one of those. And it's like, oh, I understand what you want me to do, and the ball has to move there, but I wouldn't. That's how I felt when they're like, write a soda commercial. I'm like, what? I wanted to draw monsters and superheroes. What are you talking about? I have no idea how to do this. And I called it Capelli Cola after a friend of mine from high school. I don't know if any of these were supposed to be her or not. This is a nude life drawing that I'm flipping over just on the off chance it's a problem. I'm gonna tilt this up here because now I'm not sure what's in there. Oh, okay. So this was another comedy one. So this is definitely Joe Kubert. This is definitely another comedy one. This is not my worst. Playing on stereotypes. I can't draw a toilet at correct scale, apparently. They say elephants never forget because men always leave the toilet seat up. Ha, 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 ha. But it's weird that it's small for her, let alone for a elephant. But, okay. And here is lettering practice. I was terrible. I did it on this graph paper. I was terrible at this. Here's a folded up piece of paper. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a picture of a friend of mine from like middle school, early high school from Delaware. I don't know why it's in here. I'm going to put this with the other photos. And, Pure Rock Q1043. And I have some bumper stickers of that. I don't even know if that exists anymore. Oh, I know why that was in here. Check it out. I wasn't going to show you this photo. This photo was in there because apparently I did a charcoal drawing of that person, and that's not half bad, especially for back then. I'm not much better with charcoal likenesses now. I am still in touch with this person on Facebook, so I might take a picture of these and show it to them. They might get a kick out of it. Okay, some used up Zipatone. For those that don't know, Zipatone is basically how you get a lot of those gray tones in black and white. Manga uses it a lot. Now it's all digital probably, but it used to be you literally had to cut pieces out and it was like a clear sticker. Tony. Oh, this is that probably that same Tony icon thing, like an earlier version of it. Tony Hong. I still don't know what it's supposed to be. So that's, oh, look, another one. Tony Hong with like a jet. So there were some permutations, and I guess the martial artist one is what we landed on. Oh, and I guess this is what they said. Use this one, but like crop it smaller and get rid of the energy and give them nunchucks, I guess was the direction. Oh, yeah, and then just more permutations on the Tony Hong thing. I don't know why I have saved all of that, but another copy of that guy. More lettering practice. I was never good at it. I needed it, clearly, because my lettering was horrible. Whoa, this is terrible. This is a charcoal 6B self-portrait. Just awful. A lot of, like, I was doing a lot of things I'd never done before, which is good, but using materials I'd never done before. This is a self-portrait 4B. I did a little bit better with pencil, but yeah, these are, I mean, it vaguely resembles somebody that could be me. Yeah, there's just a lot of more bad self-portraits that aren't really that interesting. This one's like, it's 5 minutes, ebony pencil. A lot of them are hard to see. HB pencil, which is closest to a number 2, probably did the best on because I'm the most used to that. And then just a lot of different angles of heads and things. Boring. This is, I don't know, this is like Spawn and Hellboy, and I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Oh, that was a rough for this, but I don't know what this is supposed to be either. It's Spawn, Hellboy, Ash, not from Evil Dead, but like the Joe Quesada character, and somebody way in the background, I don't know who it is, and it says, "What Lies Beyond?" So maybe I was trying to do like a mock-up cover. I don't even know. And then, what is this? Oh, this was diagramming something. This is probably from like my layout class where we're taking like famous things and like diagram the layout. And so then on top of that, I like blocked out these areas, and then I don't know, like then I was like statement area. Like I barely remember this now. And there's some more nude figure drawings that aren't very good. And there's a bunch of IDs photocopied that we don't. Yeah, I don't want to show that. Bunch of random heads and stuff on a piece of paper with nothing on the back. Once again, wasting paper. And there's oh, this might be the final Tony Hong. Oops, the T just fell off. This was probably for my paste up and mechanicals class, where we literally had to like photostat things and cut them out and use like wax to attach them, which is a very old-fashioned way of doing it now, but also then. Oh no, here's the final, I think, or a copy of it at least. Garbage. More terrible. This is a really bad self-portrait. Look at it. I think it was a thing. Some of these I had a time limit on, and some of them it was like I had to get 9 done that night, and I just like was cranking through them. So even though they're bad, like arguably I could have done a little better, but I was in a hurry, and I was just like, they don't know how good I could draw, you know, like they won't know. Oh no, but this one does say 5 minutes, so maybe it had to be 5 minutes each. So that's, you know, it's just a lot of Frankenstein faces. And then what do we got over here on the trailer? This is some kind of staff rough with heat sink. You can't really see it, but it looked like the staff. It looked like a cover where it was good. Oh no, plus the face and other stuff. So yeah, more terrible self-portraits. And then oh my gosh, more Tony Hong. Tony Hong, buddy. All right. Tony Hong. It's like none of them, like whatever the brand or idea I was going for, they don't even, there's nothing cohesive about it. They're all completely different. Like what was it? I don't know. Okay, this is the final thing now. It is a sketchbook, another Joe Kubert sketchbook. Oops, stuff falling out. It doesn't feel very full. So let's see what we got here. This one is 14 by 17. Yeah, okay. Life drawing. Here, these actually look pretty decent. Life drawing of an older gentleman in the nude, but I'm not showing any bits that'll get me in trouble. But it looks like, well, the interesting thing is it looks like I did a pencil sketch. Here, I'll show you again. A pencil sketch, and then went over it with a dip pen and ink, which, you know, the line work is some of the best I've seen in any of this. But then Here's the same thing, maybe using brush, and it's just bleh. And you can tell I'm like 20 minutes. I guess I'm done. Here's a bunch of garbage, rather than just let it sit nice or think about it or add to it. And then just some more figure drawing of that same guy, and then just utter garbage. I don't know what that is. Just doodles. And a silhouette. Some more Nickidity. Some more Nickidity. Ode to Chaps. Got Chaps. Chap. I don't know. There's a lot of jokes about Chaps. Chap City. I don't know why. It's a halfway decent here. It's a halfway decent charcoal drawing of a live model. The Chaps must have been some in-joke that I do not remember at all. Let's see what's next. Ode to Chaps. Chappy. Got Chaps. Yeah. Some more life drawing Nakedity. Some blank pages. I think we may end on a whimper here. And then a couple loose pages in the back. So here we go. Oh, this is okay. This was another. This was actually one of the better comedy strips I did, and it was. I think I may have pitched this. I may have pitched this to the Targum, which is the paper I ended up working for, or my buddy Mike, who had a strip in there, may have run this one day for me. But the idea is that it's Pac the Hitman, and whatever his video zone. Okay. Going back to Tex Blaisdell, my teacher, this was a caricature of him. Terrible. It's crazy. The proportions are all nutty. Here's some kind of ink wash, atmospheric perspective thing. Interesting exercise. And the final thing, which is interesting to end on. It's not great. If I can get it up here. If you can see that. I think it was supposed to be a Western setup. Tex gave us a lot of stuff like Westerns and romance and things that like kids in the 90s were not interested in. But I think that's supposed to be Clint Eastwood and James Garner and I don't know, some bartender. And again, no reference on any of this really, as you could tell. Like look at the straps there. It looks like something out of Youngblood. But yeah, I think that's it. And very little high school art, like from actual art class, which is funny. But still a fun journey for me and hopefully for you as well. I'm going to be done with this for now. Perhaps in the future I will do a similar series of comics that have been published and things that actually were published either by myself or someone else that I've worked on. And I could nitpick those and whatever. But until then, I'm Gazbot. Thanks for sticking around. This is part 5. This is the end of this, and good day.